You know, when we talk about an immovable landmass, we don't have to look any further than Sam's team with Torterra. Torterra, while usually a Shell Smash, Rock Blast, Terra Rock Pokemon in the early days of Scarlet and Violet, and a very nice boost to that after getting the Terra Rock typing, its coverage was just so good. I'm seeing a Bronzong Dragapult. We've also got a really interesting Dragapult, but we'll get into that. The focus of this, though, is the immovable mass, which is Torterra. Crazy considering we just had a battle between the ice, between the snow and the earth, to have that. I guess Torterra was left standing in the sand. He was kind of sleeping, the sleeping landmass under the sand. Alright, so the very first turn my opponent decides to terrastalize the Dragapult, and I was like, okay, this is Ghost. It's flying typing. Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time, and I was kind of celebrating a little bit, just because I have that Meowscarada lead. So if I wanted to have the Rock Slide along, go into with the Stone Joiner, then I can also just copycat the Rock Slide. However, this Terra Flying, of course, Meowscarada has absolutely no chance. Dragapult is light years faster, and it is gone. In comes the Heavy Slam with the Bronzong, and the thing is, Bronzong, you would think it would do a lot because it weighs a lot, but again, this is Stone Joiner. This is my channel mascot. This guy has some very serious power. And I'm looking at my team, and I was like, okay, the fact that there's a flying Dragapult, we need to Trick Room immediately. Because, yeah, this thing's powerful. We can't Terra Grass. We can't go into Annihilate. This is bad. This is very, very bad. I am just hoping that he will not see my Terrastalization coming. And I don't even understand why I Terrastalize on this turn. Being that the Dragapult is flying type and can do super effective damage to Stone Joiner, it almost makes zero sense in, like, I don't know, like, have you guys ever, like, had battles or recorded battles or, like, watched your replays and you're like, why on earth did I make that play? There's a stab flying typing on the other side of the field, and I'm terrastalizing grass in its face. It's almost like I have no respect for the threat that Dragapult provides. I guess the thing about it is I feel like possibly maybe that I'm not as scared of it because it might want to go for, like, I can't go for Phantom Force because Oranguru is normal type. So he just decides to U-turn out on a Oranguru and brings in Torterra. And let me explain something about Torterra. Torterra takes no damage from Rock Slide. Usually the offensive variant that you see in Scarlet and Violet, no. This is no offensive variant. This is a defensive juggernaut. And way better than Alolan Sandslash took those hits. Yeah, Torterra has taken those hits. I do have the Ice Punch that could work alongside the Power Spot, but the problem here is no matter what I do, if I don't get Trick Room up, Dragapult just wins. And the problem is, I cannot get past this Torterra. And I don't even know how much Ice Punch is going to do alongside the Power Spot. In comes the Rock Slide. It does a good amount of damage. And this Bronzong has Ice Spinner on its moveset of all things to wear down my Stone Joiner. I do get the Trick Room off knowing that Dragapult is in the back. And Dragapult will be an issue later on. It's just kind of lurking in the back. Very, very fitting for a Ghost Dragon type of its caliber. And just to be lurking back there. Alright, so I go to Annihilate, and the thing is, once again, I can just bring out Stone Joiner later. I can also Foul Play into the Bronzong. Hopefully it does some damage, or into the Torterra. I'm hoping that it's got some pretty decent attack investment. So used to the offensive Shell Smash, Terra Fire, Terra Rock variants. I think they're Terra Fire or Terra Rock. Like I said, that was very much at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. Foul Play does do a pretty good amount of damage, so it looks like he does have some pretty good attack investment into that Torterra, as he Trick Rooms again, anti-Trick Rooming my Trick Room to set his Dragapult back in motion, and Oranguru is already way too weak to try to respond to this. I do have the Rage Fist that I can go for. I can also go for Protect. I don't know why I don't Ice Punch here. I do have the Telepathy. I did not protect the Oranguru, and Bronzong gets hit by the Earthquake. It looks, no, it didn't. It had to levitate. But that's okay. I have the Rage Fist. It's stabbed. It's super effective. It takes out the Bronzong. But the Torterra standing alongside the Dragapult, it's just not a combination I can beat. Even if I could beat the Dragapult, even if my Trick Room was up. And this whole thing fell apart, you know, because I had the Trick Room, and I was like, okay, I would Ice Punch the Torterra and Rock Slide the Dragapult. However, again, we talk about how I am now, unfortunately, Grass, and it wouldn't matter if I would have stayed Rock typing. I would have been weak to Torterra, and he could just Earthquake freely alongside having the Terra flying Dragapult. So my opponent really outsmarted me. So I guess, in a way, Torterra is completely immovable. Because either it threatens me out with Dragapult taking down one or two of my Pokemon, and the other one that it doesn't threaten, Torterra threatens. I just can't win. This Rock Slide doesn't do hardly anything to Stonejourner, and I was getting really, really excited at this point, thinking I might be able to take this thing down or fight it, hoping that I can just break through somehow with Stonejourner, but it just doesn't have the power to deal with however this Torterra is invested. I'm so curious because, like I said, I'm so used to the offensive variant, and it does have some offensive investment in it because the Foul Play did a pretty substantial amount of damage. But he's either really, really defensive or my attacks are just really ineffective. One of the two situations being that with the Rock Slide hitting into the ground typing and not being very, very effective. Or, of course, and the one turn that the Rock Slide would come through, it doesn't do enough damage to the Dragapult. So what that tells me is that if I was able to hit it on that last turn, that second turn would have taken it out, and Annihilate probably would have been able to finish this thing off. But he did have Bronzong in the back, which I also couldn't have broken. I do live the Terra, but unfortunately that Rock Slide is enough to put me in my place between a rock and a hard place. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are down to the last couple episodes of this global challenge. It's been a blast. It's been an adventure, and you guys have been with me the entire time. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you guys on the next video tomorrow. Take care. Rate, comment, subscribe. Power on, power off.